Okay, we're going to cover how to do a one-step Stoich problem where we're going from using mole ratios in your balance equation. So going from you're given a mole of a substance and you're trying to find how many moles of a different substance you're going to get. Okay, so in this equation here, these coefficients, what they mean are how many moles are involved. So we have 2 moles of hydrogen reacting with 1 mole of oxygen, and that's going to produce 2 moles of water. So here, what's the mole to mole ratio of hydrogen to oxygen? So for every 2 moles of hydrogen, you are reacting with 1 mole of oxygen. So that's again known as the mole ratio. What is the ratio of moles of oxygen to water? So for every 1, see the number 1 here, 1 mole of oxygen that goes into the reaction, you are going to produce 2 moles of water as your product. So how we're going to use this for a Stoich problem, here we go. So if you start with 8 moles of hydrogen, that's your given, how many moles of water would you form? So that's your unknown. So we can set up our t-chart. We're going to put the given in the top left. We have 8 moles of hydrogen, and we're going to figure out how many moles of water that's going to make. So right away, put what you're trying to get to at the end. For a testing quiz again, you get a point for having your answer labeled correctly. So mole water. In the t-chart again, we're using our units like mole and substances like hydrogen here. Here is a helpful tool using the heart of Stoich here. This lays out your t-chart. So we were given moles of substance A, which in this case is hydrogen, and we're trying to figure out our unknown is mole. Here the B means your unknown substance, which in this case is water. So we're going from moles of hydrogen to moles of water. So here we're going to use a mole ratio. This clues you in that you're going to use the coefficients from the balance equation to use those numbers in your t-chart. That's why there's question marks here, because it's based on whatever equation you are working with for the current problem. So here I have moles of hydrogen on top. I need to cancel it out. So I'm going to put the same substance in unit. So mole hydrogen on the bottom. So that's what in this tool here, why we have mole A on the top, mole and A on the bottom, so they cancel out. And then we're going to put mole, what we're trying to get to, our unknown substance, mole B, or in this case, mole of water on top. Okay, so in the equation, I see a 2 here. So I have 2 moles of hydrogen, and the moles of water, the ratio, I have 2 moles of water produced. So for every 2 moles of hydrogen that goes in, I have 2 moles of water that comes out, and I got that from the balance equation. So looking at our units here, the mole hydrogen cancels out. We're left in moles of water, what we wanted. So you can probably do this in your head, but I will show you. So we're going to multiply the top numbers, 8 times 2, press enter, and then we're going to divide by the bottom number, which is 2. So there you go. We get 8 moles of water produced. Okay, let's try one more. 16 moles of water are made. That's your given because it's a number with a unit. How many moles of oxygen did you start with? So that's your unknown. Okay. So again, put your given in the top left. 16 moles of water. And again, I put the unit, mole, and I put the substance water. And then we're going to go to moles of oxygen, O2. Again, get in the habit of putting what you're trying to get to at the end. Okay? So, again, this is going to be a one-step. You're given moles of the first substance, A. You're unknown, you're going to moles of your new substance. So we're going to do the mole ratio step using the coefficients from the balance equations, the big numbers in front in the equation. Here I have moles of water on top. I need to cancel it out. So mole of water will go on the bottom. In the equation, water, I have 2 moles of water. On top, this is where we're going to go to our new substance, what we're trying to get to, oxygen. Mole of oxygen. In the equation, I see I have 1 mole of oxygen in the equation here. So we're going to put a 1 here. Okay, moles of water cancels out. So we're going to do this one in our head. 16 times 1 is 16, divided by 2, which would be 8. So you'd make 8 moles of oxygen.